Good old Nashville, Tennessee, Music City. Now a lot of people come down here to drink and party and have their bachelor and bachelorette parties, but I come down here to guitar shop. Hey guys, Bryson Taylor here. Welcome back to today's video. A couple days ago I was in Nashville, Tennessee, my old stomping grounds where I went to college. If you didn't know, I went to college at Belmont University, which is in Nashville. Now Nashville is a musician's dream. There's so much music down there, so many live events, bands, bar bands, all kinds of stuff to do. But one of my favorite things in Nashville to do still is go guitar shopping, because there's a lot of great guitar stores with a lot of great gear and guitars that you're not going to see every day. Now there's so many music and guitar stores in Nashville, it's almost hard to choose which ones you want to go to. But I cherry picked a couple of them for us, so let me show you around my favorite ones. Now the first stop is the Gibson Garage. It's really close to Broadway in downtown Nashville. It's one of the most unique music stores I've ever been in. It opened in 2021 while I was in college, so I've been here a couple times. But as you can see, as soon as you walk in, you're greeted by a conveyor belt hoisting some of Gibson's finest instruments about 5 feet above your head. Now Gibson really outdid themselves with this store. It looks great, it's a really cool atmosphere, there's eye candy everywhere. They really have some cool merch inside too that you should check out. But they've got the store divided into sections. Here's the acoustic room. While we were in the Gibson acoustic room, I sat down to play a Gibson Dove. It played great and sounded beautiful, and it's a work of art. Now one thing about the Gibson store that I will let people know is that if you want to play a guitar, you do have to ask for help. All of the guitars on the wall are locked with a wall lock on the mounts. So you do have to ask for assistance, but the staff there is more than friendly and more than happy to help you. The staff there is really great and they really know their product. Gibson really wants you to try out their instruments. All throughout the store they have amp and headphone setups where you can plug in and play, so you don't have to listen to the guy next to you like you do at Guitar Center. They even have a section in the store dedicated to Epiphone, which is really cool. They also have a Kramer section, which is really unique. Considering my first electric was a Kramer, it's cool to see. But the Gibson Garage is a 10 out of 10. You gotta check it out if you're in Nashville. It's a really cool and unique store. I don't think there's another store like this one. Stop number 2 is Carter's Vintage Guitars. This is probably my favorite store to go into just because of the selection. They have more guitars than any other store I've ever been into. As you can tell by the photos are old. This is at Carter's old location, not their new location. But I've been coming here for years, ever since I was a teenager. It's a really cool store to go into, and they have a great vintage selection, which has stuff you don't get to see hardly ever. And one of the other cool things about Carter's is you never know who you're going to bump into. A lot of professional and famous musicians shop here. I ran into Vince Gill at Carter's one time, which was really cool. But Carter's is really cool. They have a really cool mural on the outside, but like I said, you're greeted by a sea of guitars. They even have a really awesome vintage room with a lot of cool pieces. My favorite guitar, no doubt, was this 54 Strat. Now my rule is, if it costs more than all of my internal organs added up and sold on the black market, I don't touch it. But we all know how rare and expensive those are. But if you're coming to Nashville, I highly recommend you check out Carter's. Super cool store. Now our third stop is Gruhn Guitars. It's right down the street from Carter's. It's a really cool store. Here's the cool mural on the outside of their building. But just like Carter's vintage guitars, I've been coming to Gruhn's for a long time, since the old hair days. Here's an old video of me playing a Martin on one of the couches in their showroom. It's cool they have a couch because they want you to feel relaxed while you're playing their guitars. And here's another old video of me playing a Strat in one of their amp rooms that you can go into for a little bit of privacy. Now if you know me, you know I wouldn't keep coming back to the same store unless it was cool. But I actually have bought a guitar from Gruhn's. I got my Flying V from them. But Gruhn's also has a huge selection of both new and vintage stuff. They have some really great vintage stuff as well. Now the store is huge. They have something in here for everybody. One of my favorite things about this store is their huge selection of Taylor acoustics, because I love Taylor acoustics, and not just because it's my last name. But Gruhn's is a fantastic store, so if you're in the neighborhood, stop by. Now one other honorable mention that I didn't get to make it to while I was down there is Rumble Seat Music. It's a smaller store, but don't be fooled. They've got plenty of axes in there. They have a great selection of vintage stuff as well, so check them out if you get a chance. Now another place I wanted to mention that you should stop at if you're in Nashville and you've got some free time after you go to all the guitar stores is a really cool vintage clothing store called the Black Shag. I've been here a couple times. They have some really awesome vintage 80s, 70s, 60s rock t-shirts from all of our favorite bands like Kiss, Ozzy, Motley Crue, just all of them. But they have some really cool stuff in here, so after you get done with all the guitar stores, stop in there too. But guys, that'll conclude today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you had fun guitar shopping with me. It's always a great time, especially in Nashville. There's a lot of great stores down there. Go check out some of the stores that I went to for yourself. Have your own opinion on them, but I love them. I think you guys will too. But thanks again for following along. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. But thank you guys for all the support. I hope you guys have a great day.